Hey y'all, welcome to the Stoned Roadie Show, featuring your host, Craig Reed, the world's most famous Stoned Roadie. Your co-host, Griff Martin, the rocket scientist, and longtime Lynyrd Skynyrd fan, the lovely Kathy Godsey. I'm Shelby Barrett, your official Stonette for the show, and we're bringing you all the skin information that you need to know on the Stoned Roadie Show.
Well, welcome to the Stoned Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stoned Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy Godsey and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song.
Podcast 111, action. Alrighty then, looky here. My name's Craig Reed, the Stoned Roadie, and this is my co-host, Griff Martin, the rocket scientist. And hey, we got 5 days till Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. And don't forget to watch me and Kathy this new sap. Here, wait a minute. Here. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. And don't forget to watch me and Kathy this Sunday on our Christmas Eve special. And what the hell are we going to talk about today, Griff Martin?
Well, that's Craig's new disclaimer, you know, that we're stoned. Anytime we screw up, we're just going to throw that up so we don't have to go back and correct anything.
And there's a problem right there. PC pipe.
Yeah, there's been some people complaining about Craig's pipe because they come over to his house and they say, that's just too much smoke. I think it was Sammy was saying something like that. Yeah. Yeah, you know, we hope everybody's having a great holiday coming up here. With probably got you some family in town, and if you're in Florida, you're having to fight the Yankees. And I know what Gene's talking about, man. I tell you what, I can't even go down to the supermarket down there anymore. It's just like fighting insanity on the road. These Yankees, man. I mean, you know, I love me some Yankees, but you guys just don't know how to drive. I mean, these people, they just stop right in the middle of the road and they do not give a shit who's behind them. And that's what drives Gene so crazy. Last time Gene came to my house, I had to meet him down at the hospital because he was felt like he was having chest pains, but I talked him off the ledge and told him that I would get him to my house and everything be okay. But yeah, so we got some pretty cool things we're going to talk about. We got some gifts in the mail from Jesus for Survivors, and he's a cool guy, man. This guy, he's outside the box kind of guy, and he doesn't want anybody to know his name, but what a cool guy. He sent me a nice little thing here. He sent me this spray nozzle here, and he calls me Griff the Baptist. In case you guys haven't seen me spraying my neighbor with the water sprayer. And, you know, if you spray somebody with a water hose and they don't want to fight you then they're just a puss. That's all I can say. And so, you know, I'm Griff the Baptist. I baptized my neighbor, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. He needed to be baptized. I put that video up on TikTok, and it's starting to go viral. People love me squirting my neighbor. Boy, did you get from him, Craig? You got some kind of a necklace there, man. What all did you get from Jesus?
Yeah, this is the kukui nut necklace, and it's a Polynesian lei, and it's made out of kukui nut, and it's kind of weird because it looks a whole lot like an Ohio Buckeye. And this is one my dad actually used to carry in his pocket, I guess for good luck or whatever, but it's about the same doggone thing.
It looks just like it.
Yeah, this is Ohio Buckeye.
And how coincidental is that?
Kukui nut, yeah. But this is supposed to be a nut of wisdom, and Jesus for Survivors gave it to me. And when you present someone with one as a gift, it's supposed to be a gift of enlightenment and wisdom and knowledge, and it's got there's all kind of different properties that it's supposed to have that the Hawaiians believe in. I guess the royals and the nobles in the Hawaiian and the Polynesian islands, they guess they wear these things. I guess it's it's got some healing properties, and it's for known for enlightening and wisdom and all kind of stuff. And I need me some wisdom, I tell you.
Well, when you're a disciple, you got to have something like that on your side.
It's pretty cool. As he sent me this, and then he sent me. I often say that I'm not real religious, and I tried to read the Bible a couple of times, and it was like children's fairy tale to me, all with all the thee and thou and though and all that kind of stuff. So he sent me a Bible study thing here, and it was pretty cool. It's really thick. Yeah, look at how thick this thing is, and the pages are really thin. But what's really cool about it is he engraved it to Reverend Craig Reed. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, but it it kind of breaks down into English, translates it into, makes it more sensible to me, I guess. So I glanced over it last night. It's pretty cool. I almost read.
Yeah, I've never had so many gifts, and it wasn't even Christmas when I started getting my gifts, and all these cool packages coming in the mail. You guys saw Gene open that one up, that all those great pictures in there, and you guys, we appreciate all the gifts and all the donations and things like that. And speaking of that, that was a gift from cousin Figel.
Cousin Figel, sent me this after me and Kathy Godsey on Thanksgiving dressed up like Indians. He said I needed me a peace pipe. I tell everybody when I first met Lynyrd Skynyrd, that's what I had with me up at the hotel, the Holiday Inn. I had a peace pipe like this.
No way.
But it wasn't as cool as this, but it was a peace pipe. So cousin Figel got me one. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and speaking of that peace pipe, Craig, he and I were talking, and he'd been smoking that peace pipe for about 30 minutes during our conversation. I waited till he got good and stoned, and I said, Craig, we ought to do a morning show, and he agreed to it. And he was good and high when he agreed to it, and so next week sometime we're gonna take a crack at doing a morning show, so you guys can listen to the Stoned Roadie show on your way to work, and we can get you all tuned up for your job. And
it sounded like a good idea at the time, but like you said, I was stoned, and then I realized that I was committing myself to 5 days a week for 52 weeks a year. I went, wait a minute here. So I can think of some fun things to do. I don't know about 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year, but we'll give it a shot. I just do what I do now. I just show up, so it's up to Griff to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm just here to jog a few brain cells loose in Craig's mind and start picking his brain, and so we can entertain you guys.
Everybody thanks me for pulling these things off. I says, man, I could never do this without Griff and Kathy Godsey. I could never pull this off. And I was talking to Brian Gibbons last night, and he was telling me how lucky I was to get a couple of good co-hosts like Kathy Godsey and Griff Martin, the rocket scientist, and I said, I could never do it. Shoot, this is 111, man. God Almighty knows. That's crazy.
At least one of us out of the three of us are sane. At least Kathy's got her shit together. Me and Craig, we
Yeah,
just
she's
kind
a
of like,
school teacher, so she prepares for these things,
yeah. Me and Craig, we just kind of fly by the seat of our pants. And being how you guys are always sending in donations and things, and then on the morning show, we're going to figure out a way to give away the microphone that I used for like the first 50 Stone Roadie shows, something like that. And Craig signed it, and I'll put my signature on there. And we're going to figure out how we're going to give this sucker away. And maybe we'll present it to somebody, and maybe we'll even bring them on the podcast. But looking for a way to pay back you guys that really watch the podcast and
these
stuff.
FM radio stations in the morning, that's what they do. They have question and answer and giveaways or stuff. So I don't know. We're just going to try to come up with some kind of formula to make it work.
Yeah, we're not going to be like showing any on the road with Griff Martin, or we're not going to have any videos or anything. It's just going to be like Craig and I usually talk every day, and when we're done, it's usually a 30-minute conversation, and we go, that could have been a podcast, and we just wasted it.
That's the truth, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll start recording them and then just put them on the morning drive for you guys, and maybe you guys will get a kick out of it. Maybe it'll wake you up on the way to work if you can get there without getting ran over by a Yankee. Then I had a nice conversation with Joe Crimp the other day. Joe and I, when we get on the phone, talk about a podcast. That guy's he was telling me the other day, he's trying to get a hold of Moose to come on the podcast. That was a good friend of Steve Gaines and a Crawdad band member, and so we're trying to get a hold of Moose and get him on the podcast. And that Joe Crimp, man, that band Slowpoke, man, they really opened up for some pretty cool people. Like he was telling me, that Afternoon Delight song where they were singing Afternoon Delight, Starland Vocal Band, and Moonlight Feels Right by Starbuck. He said he opened up for those guys in Clearwater, and or they opened up for him. I can't remember which one, but he comes up with some crazy stuff, some things, some stories that we talk about, and I had no idea. Those are kind of like some old songs, like one hit wonders and things like that. And Joe's always a fun guy to talk to. And Craig, you got any New Year's resolutions?
No. No, I don't have nothing I'm gonna give up.
I think I'm going to start being more irresponsible is what I'm going to start doing. All these other people that are so irresponsible, I'm going to start being a little bit more like these people. I'm like, I think I'm too responsible. So that's what I'm going to have on my list for. It's not going to be to lose any more weight, because I think I could probably go down another 10 pounds, but I feel good right where I'm at. The pants are fitting pretty good and stuff like that. Where you down to, Craig?
Oh, I think I'm about 160 today, something like that.
Yeah.
I was down about 155, but I put on a couple pounds here.
Well, it is the Christmas season, so you guys are going to be getting.
I know. I come back from Mississippi. I was down there eating in restaurants and stuff, so I come back and got down to about 152, I think, something like that. But
that's almost like
well, I was going to the YMCA and sitting in the sauna every night, so I got rid of a lot of water, So damn, water's 8 pounds a gallon, So
yeah, when you sweat a lot too, that'll bring you down. But and all these cookies and things, I've been getting like several tins of cookies, and neighbor brought me over some cupcakes, and me and Gene ate those cupcakes, but I'm still hanging in there. I don't know how I'm not gaining any weight off the cookies and stuff, but I haven't been eating a whole lot of them. But yeah, you guys watch out, man. Watch out. Craig will call you a fat ass if he sees you somewhere. But usually he's pretty good. Chad. I think isn't it Chad's birthday today?
The 20th. What's today?
20th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is today the 20th?
Yeah, you missed
Oh
Chad's
God,
birthday.
yeah, I guess it is. Happy birthday, Chad.
Yeah, happy birthday. Your old man forgot it. Yeah, happy birthday, Chad. I saw it on Facebook, or I wouldn't have known about it either. So, yeah, we wish Chad a happy birthday, and you guys got to see Chad singing on the last podcast. I put it up on when we were at the monument, and he got up there. He had a few beers, and he was going to steal the mic out of Chad Lane's hand, and he. And then at the end, when he got through singing, I put up there, Chad Reed has left the building. The other thing I wanted to mention is, we're big fans of Oliver Anthony. I did that interview with his guitarist, Joey Davis, and it was a great time. I went up to Virginia in a bar that he played at, and we've been following those guys, and they're actually fans of the podcast. Craig says they watch it all the time, and I just wanted to tell you guys about the Oliver Anthony tour that's kicking off. Looks like it starts on February 21st, and it's an international tour. Looks like on February 21st they're going to be playing in Nashville at the Ryman Auditorium on the 21st and the 22nd. I'm going to probably see him at the Florida Strawberry Festival here in Plant City, which is right down the road from me, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hoping maybe those guys can get me some will call tickets, and I'll be able to go backstage and meet Chris Lunsford, who's Oliver Anthony. I'm kind of wanting to meet that guy. He's an idol for me. I love all of his lyrics. If you haven't heard of Oliver Anthony, which probably not likely, you want to check him out. Looks like he's going to be in Jupiter, Florida, too, on March 2nd. Estero, Florida, on March 3rd. Looks like he's going to be in Fort Worth, Texas, April 4th. Making his rounds. You guys check him out. Go to Oliver Anthony Tickets and get your Oliver Anthony ticket, and you'll be able to see the schedule. Craig, I got a stack of stuff here. I'm going to go through it here and show it to you and see if you can jog some brain cells. This is
cool, man.
Yeah, it came from the box of stuff that I got from Brandon Campbell and Mr. X, who he said I could go ahead and mention his name, Kent Griffith. No relation to my friend Edward Griffith, who we all kind of know. That's my AKA. But let me grab this stack of stuff.
Yeah, I've been talking to James Wooten, who Joey Davis lives on his property, and he says, yeah, Chris when he plays Lynyrd Skynyrd stuff, he says he kind of feels like he has a little spiritual connection to Ronnie. It's pretty cool.
Well, they both have cool, unique lyrics, which are lyrics that are about experiences in their life, and I think that's where the connection is, definitely. And he's got some really great lyrics. Here's a picture of Artimus Pyle. Now, I don't know how we're going to do this when it comes to auction and stuff, but we might just put this in
Artimus Pyle band.
Yeah.
Promo for it. Yeah, that's a good picture, Artimus. Yeah, that's a nice shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're going to figure out a way to get this out there, maybe put it on eBay, and this is a Freebird the movie timeline.
Yeah, Freebird the movie timeline. Yeah, I have some stuff from Freebird the movie too. some of that kind of stuff because, as you all may know, that Freebirds and Movies mostly my stuff from my home movies.
Yeah, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Here's a Lynyrd Skynyrd second helping. This is kind of like a copy of stuff that
Leon
you just can't
Wilkeson
get
on it.
anymore. You know, you can't get this stuff anymore. So this is copies of it.
Yeah.
Like posters. Here's a "Give Me Back My Bullets" poster. Kind of cool, and
All
it's
that
got
stuff is
actually,
a good frame. Yeah, not many people have that stuff.
it's got the tour schedule of that on it there over here on this side over here. And there's looks like another Lynyrd Skynyrd, same thing kind of. And we got a Saturday Night Special poster here, which we'll probably put all this stuff in a like a box, and you guys can just bid on it or something like that. So it's just kind of stuff like that. Here's this is the Ozark Music Festival. Do you remember that, Craig?
Yes, I do remember that with Marshall Tucker. Yeah.
Ozark Music Festival. Yeah, this stuff, it looked kind of good in a frame. This had the
all that
Nitty Gritty
stuff was,
Dirt Band, Ted Nugent, Boz Scaggs, Elvin Bishop, Jim Stafford, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Seger. Well, a lot of cool bands were at that one. You remember that, huh, Craig?
Oh yeah.
And you know of the Kentucky Headhunters?
Yeah, Greg Martin is the one that filled in for Ed King, the guitar player, filled in for Ed King from the Kentucky Headhunters when Johnny broke Ed's finger and Ed had to take a little break.
Yeah, these has some signatures on there. I can't say as I recognize any of them, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signatures. I believe it's all 5 of these guys in the band because there's 5 of them there and 5 signatures. So you guys are familiar with the Kentucky Headhunters. That's
I actually went.
That's one of them.
I actually went out in the crowd when Greg was playing, and the parts where he filled in for Ed, I recorded it and put it on a DVD for him and sent it to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it took me about 10 years, but I finally sent it to him.
You don't have a copy of that, do you?
I don't think I kept a copy. I don't think I did.
Oh, how cool would that be, right?
Yeah. I may have. I don't know. I might have a copy of it.
And here's a poster of it's the Long Branch Saloon presents Van Zant with special guest Visions.
Yeah, that's Billy Powell's band, Vision. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Billy opened up for Johnny.
Exactly 10 years after, well, not exactly because it's June 27th after the plane crash. So
yeah, that's just before the tribute tour started. Just after that, yeah.
How cool is that, right? And,
yeah, really.
Then we got this looks like an article. Maybe it came out of a newspaper. It's shows Jeff Beck, Stephen Stills, the Outlaws. Pretty cool, like a little article and some old memorabilia on some bands there. Another Artimus Pyle, 1992, the Artimus Pyle Band live. That's what that looks like. If any of you guys are like woodworkers, you could put this in like a really cool frame with a background with maybe some antique wood. That would like really look cool. And Smokehouse. You recognize that, Craig?
No, I don't remember. I don't recognize that one. No.
It's got some writing down here. I'm not familiar with these guys. I'm sure Brandon I'll get a message from Brandon. Ghost Riders. How about that?
No, not familiar with that one either.
Not familiar with that one. Well, if Craig don't know them, then most likely, I know I'm not going to know them. There's two of those, so there's three of them. And looks like a set list for those guys, Ghost Riders, and another Artimus pile band. I don't know. Maybe Artimus wants some of this stuff. Might not have them.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what that. See if I could see a date on here anywhere.
How big are those, Griff? Those look like they're about a foot wide.
Let me measure it. I've got my tape measure handy right here. It looks like
They look like they're about the same size.
yeah, these this 17 by 11.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
good, pretty big size.
Yeah.
I mean, they would look really cool, in somebody that's got like a memorabilia room.
Man
And,
cave.
here's another Johnny Van Zant. This is looks like an original flyer right here. Johnny Van Zant band.
Huh.
A lot of times when they put dates up, they don't put the year, and you wonder what the hell the year was, because they ain't worried about the year. They just worried about the date. So I've noticed that a lot of times. Here's I guess this is the Loading Zone. Does that look familiar to you, Craig? This is kind of beat up.
No,
Like somebody took some target practice at it.
That's second helping, the band's second helping.
Didn't they come up to Ohio and you introduced them or something? Those guys, or is that a different?
Yeah. That's
that the same guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, yeah. If this jogs any of you guys' memories, put something down in the comments for us so we can know a little bit more about it. And this looks like an original. It's not a copy. This is an original flyer right here. Got Vision and Billy Powell.
Yeah, that's May.
band.
That's May 87. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's before Johnny even decided it even was considered in the band.
Wasn't Leon and Barry Lee part of that?
No, I don't know.
No.
No.
And here's a really, really colorful one. Cabin Fever Entertainment, Freebird the movie. This is a nice one here in color. That would look really cool. I think some of this came from Judy. Maybe Kent got it from her. Mike Compton and David Long. Looks like a couple mandolin players here. Ring a bell, Craig?
No, those don't either. No.
Yeah, there's two of them, and the guy signed it here, so I have to do a little investigative work on that.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Brandon about those guys.
And here's an original Molly Hatchet flyer here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So that would look kind of cool. WDIZ. Wow, I remember DIZ. They were out of Orlando.
Yeah, they had
station.
some great artwork in some of their stuff, the original stuff.
Yeah, this is pretty cool here, Molly Hatchet. And then of course there's another. I think this is a Saturday, May 23rd, 1987. Another one of the. But yeah, so we'll put those maybe I'll go through them and try to figure a little bit more about them. But these are just some of the things that you guys take a look at on Craig's eBay page, and we got a lot more things too, like those two posters back there behind me. I put a measuring tape on them. They're 26 by 38.
Yeah, Carter Clemens has been asking me about when you were going to put those up.
Yeah, they're really cool because
you'll probably be bidding against Griff against the company.
Yeah, I'm pretty fond of those, man.
He's becoming attached to them.
They got a letter of authenticity on the back of them, and they're
Now,
really
all of this stuff here that we're just mentioning, when that gets auctioned off, that all goes to Mark Howard. All
Yeah.
this stuff from Brandon Campbell, yeah.
yeah. That
Along
was
with the what else? Oh, we had the green pick that we just sold on eBay for $430, and about $50 of that's gonna go for fees. So he'll get about 380 out of that, something like that.
And that was kind of crazy when I put that pick in the mail, because I just stuck it in an envelope and mailed it to Craig, and I was thinking, it was just a regular damn envelope with a stamp on it. I didn't insure it or anything. And I sent it to Craig hoping it would make it. And he got it in his post office box, I guess, yesterday, or sent it out already.
Yeah, the guy that bought one of Cousin Figel's guitars that got donated to the Forgotten Survivors. I think he paid like $900 for that. That all went. He's the one that bought the pick, and then he's the same one that bought Billy Fender's Telestrat. The same guy bought the Telestrat that bought the first guitar Cousin Figel sold, and that pick. And yeah, he buys a lot of stuff. Yeah, he's
and Cousin Figel is going to put that Ronnie Van Zant hat up.
Yeah, he said he was going to send me a description, because he's in New Mexico, so he doesn't have an account open, so I just put stuff up for him, and then he just and he sends me a description, and I write up an ad, and then he just sends it from New Mexico. But yeah, apparently it's got all of the like Billy Leon. It was at the beginning of the Freebird Foundation stuff, so that the original lineup for Skynyrd. I'm not sure exactly which signatures are in there, but yeah, I'm not sure.
I bet either Kent or Brandon could probably get some more information on that. I think.
Yeah, he's got all the letters of authenticity with it, and pictures of Melody Van Zant putting it on his head and stuff. So it all came from a function that was with the Freebird Foundation from the first started.
Yeah, that's Cousin Figel's collection, which the poor guy, man, he's dealing with that pancreatic cancer, and that's a hard one to.
He's doing good. I talk to him often. He just says he's got vertigo kind of bad. He's, kind of dizzy a lot,
Yeah, so you guys, and Craig, go ahead and tell them what's a good way to find you on eBay. What do they look for?
Survivor_films, but probably the easiest way is just to look for Lynyrd Skynyrd Memorabilia, music memorabilia, and look on Sunday nights starting about 8:40 and 8:50 and 9:00. Those are basically the only times I sell anything, every 10 minutes. 8:40, 8:50, and 9:00 on Sunday. Yeah, because I don't like to ship too many things a week. So yeah, I only list two or three things a week. That's all.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be trickling in some stuff. Craig said I can get some stuff out of my stash and put it.
Yeah, well, once we do this, I'll start 8:20, 8:30, 8:40, 8:50, and 9:00 or something. I'll sell about 4 or 5 things, a week once we get some of this. Because Cousin Figel sent me a couple of boxes full of Freebird Foundation stuff, and just stuff out of his collection that he's just not going to use anymore. A bunch of guitar player magazines and stuff like that. So if anybody's interested in that, just drop me a line at Craig Reed, P.O. Box 442, Greene, Ohio 44232.
And those things that I just showed you guys, if you're interested in buying them in a gross, uh, contact Craig and ask him, say, hey, I'll offer this amount for the whole package, and we'll definitely consider it, because those are kind of like odds and ends things. And if somebody got really creative and they individually framed that stuff and put it in something really cool, like a nice cool frame, you could probably make a few bucks off of that stuff, because it's all
that Freebird
original.
Foundation stuff too. That's probably in my opinion, that's something you'd want to keep together, because it's like every week, and there's a box full of that stuff, So you could keep up with what went on back then.
Yeah, and so next week we're gonna start. I'm not sure exactly what day, because Monday's Christmas, and we're gonna start that morning show. We're gonna see how that does, and we're gonna figure out a way to get this to have a little raffle for this thing here. Craig, when he was signing it, he goes, "I don't like the way my signature looks." And I said, "Just give me the damn thing, Craig." He's so persnickety.
Well, you can
it.
see I had to repair the D and read at the end. It's a little
but
darker.
that just makes it more valuable, Craig. Because
I was
somebody stoned isn't going to be writing that.
I was gonna wipe it off with lighter fluid, and Griff said, "No, that makes it original like that."
Oh yeah, it's beautiful, man.
And then I said, "Well."
Yeah, so some lucky listener is going to get the microphone, and maybe I'll put a little picture in there of me and Craig, and I'm using it during the podcast, and I'll do that for you, and you can maybe shadow box it or do whatever you want with it. But maybe one day it'll be collectible. You can sell it with Craig's funeral brochure if you're invited to his funeral. So that's what's kind of doing today, and I don't really have anything else, Craig. I think we're going to be looking forward to the Christmas Eve thing with you and Kathy, and you're going to be opening up a bunch of Christmas cards, right?
Yeah,
Craig?
yeah. I think I got about a dozen. I think
Yeah.
I haven't. I probably. Well, Jesus for Survivors said he sent a little bit of money, and this one I don't think it's nothing like $1,000 like you said before. It's just a little donation, and I think a few other people said they sent some stuff in, and a lot of people saw that Mark Howard was having some difficulties, so they wanted to make sure that what they sent went to Mark Howard, because guess he's going through a lot of pain right now.
Yeah, he's dealing with a lot of pain. When they take your leg off like that, you get ghost pain, and I can't even imagine, what it's like.
Well, they had to cut through that doggone titanium rod that was in his bone. I mean, they didn't just have to cut his leg off; they had to cut through that titanium rod, and you can't just cut through titanium. That probably took a long time.
They had to, because it'll get hot. When they're cutting through it, it'll get hot, and so I think he was in like surgery for like 13 hours or some ridiculous amount of time.
It probably kind of burned his leg inside with the heat. I don't know how they would. You couldn't ice your leg down. I mean, it's not funny, but man, that sucks. That poor guy, man. He's been, and this is like his 18 or 20, maybe more surgeries.
Oh, I think it's more than that. Yeah, he's had so many hip surgeries, but the guy's got a great attitude, and he's always. I mean, you can joke with him about stuff, and he's got a really great sense of humor, and he's got that podcast, What's the name of his podcast? Or True Road Stories?
Yeah, I'm glad you thought of it.
Yeah, True Road Stories.
True Road Stories. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he draws a stage pass out of a bag, and then he tells a story about it. It's really interesting.
I haven't seen any recently. I think he's not feeling up to it yet.
Yeah, we want to help him out. You guys, we appreciate all the donations and everything that I just showed you earlier. That if you want to buy that in the gross and throw a nice price in there and something that we won't even balk at, we'll just mail it right to you, and the money will go straight to Mark. Along with, we've got some other money that from the guitar that the other survivors are getting. Leslie Hawkins going to be getting some money, and then Mark Frank, they're due some money, so we're going to be getting some.
Yeah, when I send Mark, I'm going to send. I got to send Leslie and Mark Frank and Paul Welsh. I got to get off my butt and send them $1,000 each, and then send Mark Howard some money. It's just kind of all trickling in. I just want to send it all at once if I could.
Every little bit helps, and then you guys send in some money for those Christmas cards, and it may not be a lot, but it certainly is going to make a difference. I'm sure it'll be a little bit for those guys. So any little bit helps. $5, and then like and subscribe too. We need all the subscriptions we can get, because that's where we get paid on YouTube. So that being said, we hope you guys have a great Christmas, and we'll be seeing you next week. And of course you'll see Craig and Kathy on the Christmas Eve, and he's going to be reading those Christmas cards, and that'll be pretty. I'm going to be watching. That's going to be kind of fun.
Yeah, and then I think we're gonna do a New Year's Eve special as well too. So
with the lovely Kathy Godsey.
With the Kathy Godsey, yeah. and she's always prepared, so we ought to have a fun time on that one.
Yeah.
Last time we just kind of threw it together at the last minute. Me and Kathy went out and got costumes and stuff. We just decided to do it at the last minute. Went to the party store and got some hats and stuff. And threw it together at the last minute.
Yeah, so. Craig he likes to have his outfits. Every time that we have an occasion to do something, Craig breaks out, and he's been doing that ever since he was with the original Lynyrd Skynyrd. He didn't play around. Like when I went to the go-kart races with him, and he wears his leather racing suit and the helmet, full face helmet.
Got to have an outfit. Yeah. When I cut wood or something, I got the whole helmet, the face mask, and the thing that holds the whatever either the pole saw or the weed whacking thing. I got it clips in the front with a big harness on it and stuff. Yeah, I got the whole outfit.
Greg loves his costumes, especially at Halloween.
Oh yeah. And I was talking the other day. I said, I got my hard drive. I was gonna go down and get it today. Guy got my new hard drives in, and the other day I said I needed to go get bigger hard drives. I had to get these 2 gig hard drives. I went, and when I listened to it back to it, I went, they're not gigabyte, they're terabyte.
Oh yeah. I got to get me one of those.
I need 2 terabyte, not 2 gigabyte. Ain't shit, man.
No,
I need 2 terabyte.
I actually had to get a backup drive for all of our podcasts, because that's
why he said, he said, how'd you fill up that drive you've got? And I goes, there's 110 podcasts on there. He went, oh, okay.
Yeah, and the Google Cloud, we had to both
another couple of terabyte to put that. simulator.
We both had to buy more Google data.
Oh yeah, I had to buy. I had to buy new.
Another thing too, you guys pay attention to the Sunday morning acoustic. We got some new stuff coming. I put some stuff up there that you'd already seen on the podcast, but we got some original music coming, and we got some really cool acoustic players coming. Just be patient as we get those trickling in. We're going to start posting them for you on Sunday morning acoustic. So
yeah, one guy asked me if he could submit a thing, and I said, well, you have to send it in to my executive producer. He's the one that decides. So he didn't have your email, but he sent it to me in instant message, and I sent him back, and I goes, man, you're good enough to play on the Stone Roadie show as far as I'm concerned. I said, send Griff a file, because he needs a file. He can't do it with a YouTube video. He needs a file, and he never sent you a file. And I went, damn, I wish that guy would have sent you a file. We could have used it. So I sent him, I said, man, if you'd have sent a file, we'd have used it last week. So I had to talk to my attorney, and he plays a banjo in a band. And I told him, I said, man, you want to send in a file? If we run out of room one time, we can put your band up. But we've got quite a few. We've got a few people sending things in now.
What's your email address so they can know who to send it to, Craig?
The Stoned Roadie at gmail.com.
That's it. The Stoned Roadie at gmail.com. And if you send it to him and you're kind of hesitant about whether you think it's good or not, be careful, because I'll put it up there and you might get judged.
Yeah, last week he put Chad up when he was drunk, and he said, "Oh boy!" And Chad actually liked it, though. He said,
"Yeah." Well, a lot of people were saying he sounded good. He didn't sound bad.
Yeah, you gave him some inspiration. I think he's been. I noticed he uses my Amazon Prime account. I see he's been looking at Ovation guitars.
Well, we'll have to get him on doing a solo.
Oh yeah, and Paul Abraham is gonna send in one. I told Paul
that's cool.
Yeah.
So be looking for those Sunday morning acoustics, and we'll be putting those. And there's going to be some really good stuff coming up, because Chad's working on it, and he's got a lot of friends that are bands in Jacksonville, and they said they're going to be sending him some. So you guys, keep an eye out for the Sunday morning acoustic. That's all I got, Craig. You got anything else?
No, that's all I got. And until next time on the Stoned Roadie show, which will be this coming Sunday for the Christmas Eve special with me and Kathy Gotze. Until then, it's happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep token until then. And see you later, alligator, at the wild crocodile, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. And
don't get baptized.
And that's it with the 111th edition of the Stoned Roadie Show.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep token until then.